Hello and welcome to this week's full race highlights from the Sunday Night Championship, round 18 in Sao Paulo, Brazil. As usual, this week we have Ben with us to give us some expert views. Hello, Ben.
Hi, mate.
This week is, well, although the championship has already been decided, the field seems to be very closely matched in practice this week, Ben.
Yeah, they're still plenty to fight for. There's the teams championship, which Williams are moving closer to clinching. There's also second in the championship between Amari, Dean, and Ben at this point. That again looks like it could go down to the wire.
Yeah. So after qualifying, here are the classified results.
Yep. So on pole, Amari getting back into form after a bit of a rocky period. On pole position with a 1:11.1. Dean second, 1:11.2. Then a bit of a gap to the rest of the field. So Ben in third for Red Bull, fourth for Indrek in the Sahara Force India, fifth for Gaza, the new champion for Williams. They want to do better than that in the race. Sixth for Rob in the second Red Bull, seventh for Six in the Ferrari, eighth for Carl in the Force India, ninth Gavin in the Williams, 10th F1 Dragon, Peter in the McLaren, and Wegster didn't post a time but is on the back of the grid.
Yep. Wegster did crash during qualifying, therefore not setting a time. But Amari getting back on form potentially towards the end of the season with another pole position. Hasn't had one in a while. Our championship winner, Gaza, probably a bit further down than he would have liked. And I think this is Indrek's first race where he hasn't qualified on pole.
Yep, Gaza we know is always better in the race anyway, so I won't be too upset with his qualifying position. A fair effort from Carl is also returning this week, and we'll see how the race pans out.
Yep. You join us on race day in a very nice and sunny Sao Paulo as the drivers are on the grid and ready to go. Have Amari on pole, Dean on second, Ben third, Gaza fifth even, Rob up in sixth, me at sixth, up in seventh, then Gavin in ninth. So as the lights are coming on now, we're on board with Ben. And the lights are out and away we go. Ben getting a good launch and already passed Dean pretty much. Just like last week actually. And Ben tries to hang it around the outside, trying to make a position on Dean. And he does that perfectly. Up into P2. Great start for Ben there. As they run down into turn 3. Oh, and there's a Williams in the wall. It is our champion Gaza. He lost his front wing. It looks like he's involved with someone else. It's a Force India. Looked like Indrek to me. We should hopefully get a replay in a minute, as he's going to have to limp all the way back round to the pits. And here is the onboard with Indrek.
Yeah, he gets into the first corner. Looks like he's got a punt from behind, ran deep into the corner, and then there's a contact there with Gaza initially. Gaza's come across there. Something has caused that, and the result is the same. They're all in the wall. Indrek actually picking up a penalty there for that. So this is on board with Gaza. Let's see what he can see of this. Indrek's on his inside. Benalesi in front getting a good start. It's a bit sideways from Gaza, too much wheel spin, but round the outside, well, there's Indrek. So that's where he got punted from behind. Now there's 3 cars all in a train here, and that was never going to work. Gaza's into the wall, lost his front wing. That's really going to compromise his race.
Mm-hmm.
Reverses out of this situation though, and he'll head back to the pits, and he'll be praying for a safety car now.
Yeah, Gaza gonna struggle to make up all that time in such a short lap. Well, thankfully it is a short lap, so he won't have to limp back too much. But
we're on board now with Rob. Let's see what he can see of it. We got Gaza on the right, Indrek on the left. He's actually got Carl down his inside at the moment. And when he may be distracted by that, hits Indrek up the back. Gaza's Carl's back on the track. There's contact with Gaza, and Gaza shoots off to the right and in with Indrek. It looks like a massive racing incident there.
Yeah, in a Force India sandwich. Gaza. I'm sure he won't appreciate that, as it kind of looked like they all just came to the same point of the track at the same time. and
Yeah, it
bounced
was
off of
just
each other.
such a narrow bend. There was never room enough for 3 cars, but it was kind of impossible to see that you were side by side with the other guy. We only really saw it from Rob's angle to see exactly what went on.
Yeah. So at the end of lap 1 now, Six is up to 5th with Rob just in behind him. Six on the primes again, starting on the primes unlike everyone else for the second race in a row. Rob is on options, so can he make a move quickly and not get held up too much? Rob having a great showing at the start of last race. Has a look down the inside, can't quite make it. Six gives him room and hangs it round the outside, but holds station for now. But Rob looks like he's going to get a better exit, and in the mirrors you can see Gavin as well, having a little look. As they both slipstream, Rob's down the inside. Seek's not really making much of a defensive move there, and Rob slips through nicely, but can Seeks catch up, or will Gavin manage to get past as well? Doesn't look like it, although Rob's run a bit wide but gets a better exit, and Seeks also runs a bit wide but doesn't lose any time really.
Yeah, clever driving by both. Rob needed to get through, and Six doesn't want to lose any time. He's running the primes. He'll look to do a one-stop. That was the rumour before the race. But also he's got Gavin behind him now, who's looking a little bit feisty.
Yeah, Gavin, the only other driver on primes at the start as well. So these two are pretty much racing for position. Although, as Ben, you just said, you don't really want to hold each other up too much, even if you are on the same strategy. As we go on board with Gavin now, getting into the slipstream, going down the inside also. Seeks looks like he's defending hard though, but Gavin finds a gap, brakes pretty early, surprisingly early actually, and Seeks easily hangs it around the outside, although Gavin gets a great run out of that first centre S. And look, he's got DRS looking to get past, on the grass now. That could have been dangerous, but still braking and round the outside, makes the move. Oh no, it doesn't. Six, he's back down the inside. Good interchange in positions there.
Yeah, great bit of driving by both there. That looked like an accident waiting to happen, but the respect in the series is shown there with 2 guys managing to run side by side. Same with Rob as well. Total professionals there, and that's what we like to see.
Yeah. And in the mirrors you can actually see, I think it's a Toro Rosso Wegster. So Wegster, good show of pace this week. He's been improving quite a lot the last few weeks, but as we jump on back on board with Gavin, who
Seek's looking a bit rattled at the moment. He's just locked up into the last corner, Junkow, heading down towards pit straight, and we know that Gav's going to get DRS. We know that Williams is quick in a straight line. Yeah,
Seeks defends. He's probably not much chance of holding the position there, as Gavin hits the apex as well and runs out onto the second straight. Although Seeks is going to get DRS, can he come back at Gavin?
I think it would be pretty unlikely. That Williams does seem a little bit quick in a straight line. There's a little bit of contact there.
Oh, and
a
again,
bit more just to make sure.
It's like a bit of a hurry up there from Seeks. Although it does look like Gavin's the faster of the 2 drivers, as we now jump on board at the front 3 on with Gunnar Gamble, who's just behind Ben O'Lacey as they run up into the fast right-hander.
Yeah, quite surprising that Amari hasn't ran away with considering his qualifying time. I mean, we know Dean's quick, so he'll be wanting to get past Ben O'Lacey as soon as possible.
Yeah. So we've got 2nd, 3rd and 4th in the championship here, and Carl's not too far behind as well, but Gunnar Gamble is having a look. He's not making any moves as such, but he's having a look, just trying to distract Ben O'Lacey maybe. Meanwhile, towards the back of the field, you've got Indrek, who's chasing F1 Dragon as he gets DRS and jumps into... F1 Dragon jumping forward a bit there, a bit of lag. But he's going to have a look, is he? Oh, looks like he just nudged him off a bit there actually. As you can see on the map, he did kind of go straight on, so a bit of contact, but position was made.
Yeah, it did seem like a little bit of contact there. I'm not sure it was so obvious, but you did see F1 Dragon run off to the right a little bit. Anyway, back to with the leaders, and Amari still hasn't dropped Ben, and Ben's in the DRS now.
Yeah, Amari defending heavily there. right against the pit wall, not letting him go down the inside, but it is possible to go around the outside, as we have seen already in this race. And Amari goes a bit deep, but Benalesi, a bit of oversteer on the exit, probably compromised him more than Amari.
Yeah, these two seem to have pulled a gap on Dean at the moment, so they won't want to battle too much.
Yeah, maybe Gunnar Gamble's had a bit of a mistake of some sort, but Rob Noxious is now under pressure from Gavin into turn 1. See Rob going a bit wide, getting a bit of oversteer, and Gavin closing right up now. Definitely going to get the DRS. Can he make a move on the inside into the next turn, turn 4? No, Rob defends. Maybe around the outside. No, still good. As Rob on the option should really be getting away, you would have thought, but Gavin driving a very good race at the moment, keeping up with the option runners.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. I mean, Rob's car doesn't look happy this weekend, and yeah, he'll be hoping he can just keep gap behind him as much as he can. Meanwhile, there's his Seeks still on his primes, still fighting a good fight, but he's got Wegster right on his tail, and like you say, Wegster has been improving dramatically lately, where he's starting to take advice from his more senior teammate Amari, and starting to apply that to his driving, because he is definitely improving.
Yeah, Wegster's been tucked up behind Seeks for a few laps now, although he's not made any serious moves. Oh, did I see in the mirrors there? I think he just dropped it on the exit, and he's... Yeah, you can see from the split he's not directly behind now, he's dropped back 3 seconds. So maybe he did just drop it, but F1 Dragon has now retired from the race.
That looks like curse to the commentator there. I'm really, really sorry.
Yeah, so you can blame Ben for that one. But we jump back to the battle with Rob and Gavin as Rob gets a bit of a tardy exit and Gavin making the most of it with the DRS down the inside. Quite a simple move, really. Just make sure you don't go straight on. Although Rob's having a look around the outside, Gavin does seem to be braking a lot earlier than you would expect.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to make sure he gives Rob room there, but as we joined that footage there, Rob was actually straight on at the centre S. He almost went straight across the grass, so still fighting the Red Bull, still not happy with the car. It's been the story of the season, if we're honest.
Yeah, as the front runners now starting to make their pit stops, Dean is the first to blink and jumps onto the primes. Can he get an undercut or anything? Just get closer to the front two as he drops back to 6th. Where's he come out? Seeks has just gone across the start-finish line. Will that put him out in ahead or just behind his teammate? Either way, you wouldn't have thought Seeks would have put too much of a fight against his teammate, who he knows is quicker. But yeah, he does come out in front.
Yeah, he's in clear, fresh chair, so he'll get on with the programme now and see if he can't close in on the front two.
Yep, and here is Gavin going through turn 1 and 2 and 3. Looks like he's made a bit of a gap to Rob now. And comes round. Oh, there's Amari coming out of the pits. Amari, crucial to get out ahead of Gavin.
Yeah, that was close. Too close, really. Toro Rosso just called that right. Running wide a little bit there as well, but again, he will now try and get on with it and try and pull a gap, and because I believe Benalesi has stayed out, and yet here he is now.
Yeah, Benalesi jumping into the pits, going for a prime stint. Same as Gunnar Gamble, so this could be close.
Yeah, let's see how he gets on. A good pit stop from the Red Bull boys, and he's away. And you can see there that everyone's closing down on him into the first corner. There's a bunch of cars coming.
Free pit exit. Yeah, just see a few cars go on the right hand side there. Oh, there's the Williams. Is that must be Gavin?
Yeah, that's Gavin on his original prime, still running, trying to make this a one-stop. But this is going to give Amari a bit of a break, I think.
Yeah, could this be flashbacks of Austin for Benalesi here, trying to get past a slower car on prime tyres?
You can almost feel the urgency. Whoa, as he tries to get inside Gavin there, but there was no real opportunity to pass on this part of the track.
Yeah, maybe Ben has got the incentive of last week, just giving him that little bit of more urgency. Yeah, just to try and make a move and get past as soon as possible rather than maybe sit back a little bit and wait for him to make a mistake.
Well, we know Gav's quite a respectful driver. We've seen that in the opening exchanges in this race where he's been side by side with people. He gives a lot of room. But again, Benalesi's not close enough to attack at the moment.
No, he has a look. Oh, he's going for it. Oh no, Gavin almost chopping his nose off there. Well, just pulling out of it just at the right time. Thankfully, no one come out of that badly. And Gavin goes defensive. No, he doesn't. He lets him by. Is that a problem, or is he just letting him by?
Well, I think he just let him by, to be honest. Maybe thought he cut Benalesi's nose off there and felt bad about it. I told you he's a pretty courteous guy.
Yeah, and almost instantly, I think Gunnar Gamble is on the back. As they both have a wide entry into that corner and a tight exit.
Heading into Piorino and then the Bico de Pato, and there may be an opportunity to overtake here, considering that Dean has fresher tyres, but Gavin does seem to get good exits off the corner.
Yeah. Midfield's part of the track's not really too hot for overtaking, but if an opportunity does present itself, you have to take that.
This is the most important corner on the track, though, out of Duncatlin. Up the back straight towards pit straight, trying to keep in within DRS range, trying to get as close as possible so that you can use the DRS. Dean does seem to be gaining pretty quickly.
Yeah, he's having a look down the inside. Will Gavin let him by, or will he fight it? No, I think that's a pretty courteous move there.
To be fair, Gavin's race isn't with Dean, and he pretty much knows that. He's quite a clever guy. He's using his head here. He knows his battles with Seeks and the other one-stoppers.
Yeah, as Seeks comes across the line to start lap 18, he's 9 seconds behind Gavin now, so Gavin really showing his pace on those prime tyres compared to Seeks. Seeks hasn't felt too comfortable around this track this weekend, but he's holding position for now. He's doing alright, but he's got Carl just behind him now, only less than a second now. So can Carl make the place up? Carl, having pitted already, is now on primes. I think he might be going for a one-stop as well, because he was one of the last to pit on options.
Yeah, these two have been battling pretty much all season for the honour of top pad driver, and it seems like it's carrying on again in Brazil. Yeah.
Probably safe to say they're big rivals in this championship, although not too close in the actual points championship, but on track they seem to be stuck to each other.
Well, Carl remembers the interview that Seeks gave during one of the podcasts where he laid down the gauntlet and said there will be a battle of the pad every week. And here it is now. There's the newest example of it. Carl seems to be close enough to make an overtake.
Yep, goes down the inside. Will Seeks fight it? Probably not, because he's on his original set of primes. But no, he does brake later and goes round the outside. Carl cutting him off nicely there and holding that position. But Seeks will get DRS, and Carl goes defensive to start with, but comes back across. Seeks having a look down the inside, goes for it, brakes in straight on, and Carl comes back. Yep, gets the undercut, or switch back even. And Seeks probably not too happy with that.
Clever driving from Carl. He saw that Seeks was a little bit desperate there and managed to get the undercut back on him. And if we go back to the first corner there, it was again clever driving by both.
Yeah, as Seeks is now in to change onto his options onto the start of lap 23. So definitely going for the one stop, barring any disaster. Should come out just ahead of Indrek. I don't think Gavin's come in yet, so Gavin clearly going for a longer prime stint. Maybe that will affect him negatively, but we'll find out when he does come in. As Indrek is just behind him.
Yeah, it does seem that Gavin's possibly the only one that's making this one stop work to his advantage. Seeks needs to get on with it and just see if he can make up any places.
Yeah, as Indrek did run massively wide at turn 4 there, as Gavin is coming in now, and lap later. Shouldn't really seem too much of a difference in terms of closeness between him and Seeks, but Ben now coming in for his second stop and putting on the options again, going for that attack.
Yeah, he didn't seem so happy on the primes. Dean has been steadily catching him through the stint. We haven't seen it because of all the action through the midfield there, but it does seem that Dean is edging in on him.
Yeah. None of them seem to be pitting at the same time though, apart from these two. So a lot of varying strategies. Pit lane hasn't been very busy this in terms of everyone coming in at once.
I remember from the first stints that Ben was the last one to pit, but he looks like he's pitting a lap earlier than maybe he planned. To maybe try and undercut Amari and possibly hold off Dean. We will see.
Yeah, as Wegster is now under pressure from Indrek. As Indrek takes a lot of curb there, but he's going to get DRS out of the last corner. Good exit from Indrek, and should be able to mount a challenge into turn 1. Wegster using a lot of the runoff on the exit there, and Indrek running quite low wings. I think he does make a lot of ground up there and down the inside. Nicely done, nice clean overtake there, and that moves Indrek up into 9th.
Yeah, I think we can safely assume that Wegster was looking into his mirrors quite a lot there just to see where Indrek was, so that he didn't necessarily cut him off or anything. That possibly explains why he's going quite wide on the corners. But here we are back with the second position battle. Dean is now close right in on Ben.
Yep, and going to get DRS. There we go, opens the DRS. Ben is not defending, surprisingly. And down the inside, not too much resistance put up by Ben, but Ben knows he's going to get DRS now. Question is, will he be able to fight back as we're on board with him now? Down into turn 4. Dean braking a bit later and holding the position nicely.
So this might be part of the plan. Maybe Dean has caught Ben within a couple of laps, so maybe he's hoping that Dean will pull him up to Amari. We will see if that strategy will work, but Dean just looked ridiculously quick at the moment.
Yeah, as Gavin is now on the back of Carl. So maybe Carl's primes are starting to wear as he looks a bit twitchy on exit. Does Carl. And Gavin should get the DRS up the hill.
Yeah, this should be fun. 2 young chargers, and there you go. Gavin's up the inside already. Yeah,
easily done, and he's going to get DRS with that as well. Question for Carl is, can he hold on, and what can he do with his primes? Carl probably will get in the slipstream, but won't be able to make a move at turn 1. So
yeah, Carl's not one to give up, so he will have now DRS down this back straight, so it may pull him in closer to have a look down at the bottom corner here. Nobody's got him closer to Gavin, but Gavin should now hold the position through the middle point of the circuit.
Yep, Carl sitting right in behind, and Gavin runs right. Oh, Carl's having a look, and wow. That's a very unusual overtake, but Carl's getting pressured down the inside, holds it round the outside, and nicely done, both of them. Not a place you normally see an overtake, and I think Gavin got a bit surprised by it, but he saw him coming and gave him room. Great driving by both of them, but the charge is still on.
Yeah, that was incredible from Carl. There was just enough of a gap to put a Force India, and he used it. But here we go again. Gavin won't give up, and he's back within DRS down the front straight again.
Yeah,
but surely he'll pass this time, and surely he'll learn to close the door in the next couple corners.
Yep, this for P4. Gavin down the inside, braking spot on that time again. Smoothly out with just about smoothly out of the S's, and should pull back to Carl now. Should be able to hold this position to the end, barring any mistakes.
Yeah, we can just string a lap or 2 together now. He should pull clear of Carl. He'll definitely want to defend at the top of the hill here.
Yeah, Carl's tyres looked like they were going off, but on board here, while that was going on, we had Indrek DRS on Rob. Rob not really putting too much of a fight, but Indrek is just so fast down that straight. Gets the move done nicely, and that drops Rob down to P9. But remember, Indrek has got a penalty, so Indrek's going to have to try and pull away. But Rob's got DRS and he's coming back at him. Oh, chopped him off a bit there, Indrek. He's running wide a bit as well, but does hold the position.
Yeah, it was a bit less than etiquette there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You're supposed to hold your line into the corner, but Indrek just sort of chopped his nose off it.
Yeah, but Amari is the winner, has crossed the line in P1, gonna gamble in P2, and here we go with Ben Lacey in P3.
A good effort by Dean though. He almost managed to close the gap, but didn't quite pull it off in time. I think he needed another couple laps to at least have an opportunity to win the race, but
Yep. So, as all the drivers have crossed the line, here are the classified results.
Yeah, so the race win going to Amari with the Toro Rosso. The gentleman set, he had a pole, fastest lap, and the win. That's exactly what any driver wants. Second in the end to Dean after a spirited fight back. Third to Ben in the Red Bull. Fourth to Gavin on his comeback after a race out. Same for Carl in fifth for Force India. Sixth for Seeks is one stop, moving him up to position from the grid. Gaza eventually recovered to seventh after the first corner mayhem. Rob, kind of disappointing eighth. The car looked horrible, and I think he's at an all-time low with his performances. Indrek ninth, again caught up in the first corner melee, and 10th for Wegster, picking up a point.
Yeah, a perfect race for Amari. Ben and Dean fighting all the way, although Dean clearly pulled away from Ben at the end. Gavin winning the battle of the pads this week. All three of the pad users using a one stop, and Gavin clearly coming out on top there. Gaza, very lonely race in seventh, although he was catching Seeks very quickly at the end, but not quite enough. Rob jumping ahead of Indrek because of his penalty, and Wegster having a good form today, actually. Good form, but just dropped back towards the end.
Yeah, again, Wegster, I mean, Carl's a fast guy, and you look at his fastest lap was a 13.6, Wegster 14.2, so not that far off, but he's definitely getting closer.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Maybe next season be challenging higher up the points.
Yeah, if he can keep it up and keep improving his performances, no doubt he can start getting involved in some of the battles.
Yeah. So let's join the podium ceremony as the drivers are in the paddock. Right, guys, thank you very much for joining us again this weekend as we head into the final round of the season in Abu Dhabi for what looks like it's going to be a very close battle again at the front, and hopefully we can go out with a bang. Thank you again, Ben, for joining us.
Yep, thanks very much. Hopefully the last questions of the season will be answered. Williams only needing another 3 points to clinch constructors, and Dean and Amari will battle for second place in the championship.
Yeah. So we'll see you again next week, guys. Take care.